The Last Argument of Kings by Joe Abercrombie. This was my third book in the first lot, and it blew me away. I loved The Last Argument of Kings, and I gave it a 5-star. The last 2 were 4s, and then I kind of just said, yeah, this is a 5-star book, and it really deserved it. It was, blew me away in this whole thing, and it had everything it had, and I loved it, and I plan on continuing the First Law series. Not the series, the standalone. And yeah, and the reviews for those will be coming, so I like it. Just keeps getting better. It steps up so perfectly. This is a spoiler-free review, just so you know, but I will be getting to minor if you're very sensitive. But other than that, so like it keeps escalating. It just like keeps getting better slowly and slowly. I could, like, whenever at the very start where Logan kind of came back and met Dogman again, that I could not stop smiling. And then I realized how much I cared for these characters, because these characters, holy cow, I cared for. Like, that was Joe Abercrombie's best part. And it's funny because something I noticed is, like, whenever someone talks about Logan, he's just behind them. It's just like a character trait of Logan. Because Logan is very complex, and he is now my favorite character ever, which is like insane. Because he was my favorite character in the First Law. Here, and then in this book, he became my favorite character ever. Solely whenever that fight scene happened. That was the best fight scene I've ever read. Towards the middle of the book, where he fights someone, I'm not gonna say, but it's pretty hard with a monster, and that was insane. That was really epic, and that was just awesome. And like, whenever you can see how, I don't know if he doesn't really like to kill, because you can see he's like, he obviously has to do it. He does what needs to be done, but he doesn't really like it, which is awesome, which is just like, and it's so natural how he does it, and the Grimdark is so naturally incorporated in this. And I would say, I really like Dogman. Dogman just kind of keeps going on me, like, and Dogman and Logan are my favorites, and I know a lot of people love Glokta, and I love Glokta too, but I just like these more characters more just because they can do more, but that's an opinion. So Glokta, even though Glokta is a great character, and I like to see what people like about him, and overall I think Jezal has the biggest from start to finish in this story, because he gets an important role in this story. Like, he literally gets promoted to a very important role. So that's awesome to see what he changes into, and like, you can see him slowly change and kind of like solo things, and there's still some like storylines left unfinished, which I'm not gonna say, but I do think storyline with the Queen, I'm not gonna say who, but like that kind of felt unfinished to me. And Glokta came to a very nice end, which is like, you can see he did not torture someone and kill someone for the first time, and like, he did something different, completely different, you would never expect. And yeah, that was really good. The one problem I have with Joe Abercrombie is plot. He has plot. It's like, it exists, but because it's Grimdark, there's no one overarching villain that drives everyone. Like, of course there's antagonists, don't get me wrong, and there's wars in this, but there's not really one driving villain, I don't think. But I would say there's definitely conflict, obviously, don't get me wrong, but it's not, don't expect one villain. Like, you know, there's no Odium, there's no Dark One, there's no Lord Ruler, you know. So it's like different like that. That's different for me, and that's really cool, because I need to get used to not reading that kind of story, and it took me a while to get used to it. Like, okay, these are wars, you know, but I did get used to it, and I really like it. And I would say that's the only thing. I'm not gonna say it's bad, because it's not. I'm just not really used to having these characters, you know. So that's the one thing I had with it, but other than that, it was my favorite book in the series, and it was really good. I don't have a physical copy, so I can't hold it up for you guys, but I will be continuing on with Best Served Cold Probably not in May, but maybe in June. I'm thinking about in June, best served cold. And so, yeah, that was my review for The Last Argument of Kings, which is 5 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend you read this series. But it's not for the faint of heart. Like, there's one point in this book towards the start of it, wherever Logan tried to prove that he killed 5 men. Then he brings up 10 thumbs, which is, like, it's like, don't expect it if you want to, like, you know, like, happy. It's pretty grimdark, and that's totally okay, and it's amazing. It does it so naturally. It incorporates all this so very naturally. It's not like he's trying to do this on purpose to, like, be cool, but, like, he's, like, it kind of incorporates everything. It has a little bit of humor, but, like, and these characters are insanely amazing. Like, wow. Like, this first law, and then the ending was very bold. It was not just like, okay, and then they rolled off to the distance. But, like, the ending, it took me a while to understand it, and then I was like, oh gosh, that happened. But that was pretty awesome. My favorite part was the one in the middle where Logan fights, one of Logan's fight scenes when he becomes king. But that was pretty amazing. I would give it a 5 out of 5 stars, and I will be rereading First Law in a couple years, because it just feels like I can get so much more out of it, you know, in a couple years. But I do love it now, and I love this book, so it's the best book in the First Law, and it's crazy because it keeps getting better and better. And yeah, so that was kind of more, that's my review for the First Law. Number 3 and Best Served Cold will be June, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.